All right. Everybody, we're going to have a powerful day. I got to tell you, we're going to have a powerful day. Oh, man. I got juice. I got some of this. I got some of this. Who wants a banana? I'm prepared, basically. I'm prepared. We got Ripple Swell. We're going to have tonight, election night. I'm watching Fox News right now on the screen, and 10 hours from now, when I hear from New York, and we also have the press briefing today. So there's a lot of things that we have pending, my friends, and there's obviously panic on the streets, blood on the streets, as expected, as usual. No worries, no worries. We won't let go. We're continuously pushing ahead, pushing the envelope, and despite YouTube really trying to silence us, really trying to silence us, we are here and not moving. And on top of that, guys, have you seen Bitcoin? Look at this, brother. Look at this. Bitcoin about to hit $100,000 for the first time in. Guys, this is crazy. This is pretty crazy. Bitcoin is giving us some pretty nice deals. Look at that. Under 100,000 Bitcoin, I'm buying some Bitcoin for sure. I'm buying some Bitcoin. Blood on the streets. Link down below, everybody. Come and join us on BTCC. Come and join us on crypto.com. Let's go ahead and put a poll right now. What will the poll be? Plus we have a shutdown right now. We do have a shutdown right now happening. So let me play this while I'm thinking about a poll. Welcome. God bless you all. Drop a like, guys. Subscribe to the channel. I'll go ahead and take a look at the comments. And as some of you know, we have the nice comments coming in. So let me just find a nice comment here. How about this one? Keep the hopium. So yeah, guys, we have comments right now that we can share. So let's play this. This already happened, but I haven't heard Monica speak. She's the president at Ripple. So listen up just for a little bit.
People that you haven't met during the breaks. And there's an amazing Ripple events app that you can download. You can use it to find other interesting people that are in the crowd that you don't know. You can book meetings with them. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, check in with registration. They'll get you going with the Ripple Events staff, Ripple Events app. So there'll be two 25-minute breaks.
It is the year 2025, and it's happening. Ripple was founded in 2012, and back in those days, people weren't talking about Wen Moon or Lambos. The industry actually started from this really grand ambition, a really noble ambition to co-create an internet of value.
Ripple Swell.
This is a picture of our CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, and co-founder and executive.
Your daddy is there. And the Kamala supporter. Your daddy and the Kamala supporter. By the way, guys, we have some new member-only emojis. So if you are a member, you know what to do. Pump those emojis right now, please. Pump those emojis right now.
Executive Chairman Chris Larson, haven't aged a day. But back in 2012, 2013, Chris painted this really inspirational vision for a future in which we could represent anything of value, be it money or bonds, equities, property, or art on blockchain, and then move that tokenized value anywhere, anytime, very efficiently, instantly, and inexpensively. This is the Internet of Value vision. And here we are more than 10 years later, and we can feel it. There's palpable momentum in realizing this vision today. So why now? Why the acceleration in utility this year in particular?
All right, we got a
Long
poll right
poll.
now for sure. So they have a conversation right now about a couple hours ago, 3 hours ago or so, about Ripple Swell. There's obviously some pain in the market right now, which I think everybody can see. The price of crypto, as I'm showing you on the screen. Let me go ahead and pick and choose something else. Music, bro. I know, right? For sure. Let's go ahead and do this one. Blake, dump it up. Oscar, dump it up. Don't you know? Dump it up. Of course, right? That's our song. That's our song. What else? What else? Hey, everyone, what's up? XRP Sideways for 8 whole years. Nice knowing you guys. I love your channel, but I'm checking out. I'm just lost everything. Brother, stay right here with us. Stay right here with us. Don't leave us. Don't leave us yet. Look at this. Look at this comment. Chase. I'm going to leave that coming for a while right now, because that's exactly what I'm talking about. Blood on the streets, time to eat. So in about, less than an hour or so, we're going to have the press secretary speaking. We'll see if the prices continue this red, because right now, for sure, not many people are liking, what's happening in the crypto. I mean, people are saying, well, what's going on? I mean, of course, from 110 to 101, everybody, I don't even want to take a look at the liquidations, but I will take a look at the liquidations, right? I will take a look at the liquidations. Here it is. Well, here it is. I didn't have to look for long. Just 3 minutes ago. I didn't have to look for long. Okay, I love this. Guys, drop a like and let everybody know we're live. Welcome. Not many people want to be here because they don't like the blood on the streets. I like the blood on the streets. This is orange, but still counts. Now, what is this? Just in 300 million longs destroyed completely, gone, dead, destroyed. 300 million. With the XRP chart, sure. I just want to make sure that we know the relationship. Like, absolute slaughter right now for crypto. Absolute slaughter. Just the daily chart. Now we broke this support 237, 233. We just rejected 218. The last support gonna be $2. That's gonna be the last one, $2, guys. Wow. From 0 to 10, how would you grade November so far? How would you grade it, Brandon? How would you grade November so far? I mean, the month is not over, right? We still have a bunch more days, but I wonder if you guys are already thinking, you know what, this is too much. Really, we're feeling like we've been surviving a bunch more, right? For sure. For you guys, we keep winning. We keep winning. Not only that, guys, they are banning us right now. I'm coming. Yesterday, before heading to bed, I got banned. I appeal, and I got back. So the ban was removed. But this is happening when we are at a very high foot level. So there's people coming and chasing us with everything they have. There's haters who have nothing better to do but take a look at me and say, I dislike you. You're the worst. I don't like what you're talking about. XRP is a scam. Therefore, you suck, Oscar. That's what they're doing right now. With all their strength and mighty power, they're collectively reporting us and trying to silence us. And of course, you two, the big almighty trillion level company, you two, obeys those reports and they silence us. So we have to come and say, dude, that was a mistake, which it was a mistake by YouTube removing videos. It's the way it is. It is what's happening right now. Levi is banned. So there's, of course, a lot of things happening at this time. Bitcoin falling 26 minutes ago. Bitcoin falling. What happened to the China relationship? I thought that once we agreed on a deal, things were gonna get a little bit better, because if you remember, last month we collapsed in one of the biggest crypto liquidations in history, just because China and the United States got into a problem, trade war. Now, when we have a deal put in place, and the Treasury Secretary says that the China relationship is in a good place, November comes on campus. So we have bad news, we get slaughtered. We have good news, we get slaughtered. Make it make sense. We're getting punched in the gut on both sides of the aisle right now. Good news and bad news. Welcome to crypto. Welcome to crypto, everybody. It's the way it is right now. It's the way it is.
The tent for blockchain realizing that vision has always been regulatory clarity. And the clouds have been parting. First, it happened in places like Singapore, Dubai, and Europe. And then very importantly, this year in the US, we made a big stride with the Genius Act. So I think the industry's long recognized the benefits of blockchain and digital assets as tools to improve upon the inefficiencies in the system. And now with this clarity, we can move forward implementing the technology in a way that's regulated and safe.
Ghost in the house. What's up, buddy?
So I
Liable.
say it's happening, but what's actually happening? The story you've been hearing, the poster child of 2025 blockchain, has been stablecoin payments.
So guys, I'll tell you this, bro. I'll tell you this. I will never stop talking about crypto due to the fact that this is what I care about. Money, the money that we're seeing right now in the market, and the price and all of that, it's just gonna be, in due time, you're gonna see levels about, that you've never seen before. It's all gonna make sense. It's not about today, it's about what's in the future for us. And the numbers right here on top of me is really what I care the most, that the industry is growing. If the industry is growing, it's just untapped potential, right? They won't be able to hold us for long. I know right now it kind of doesn't make any sense when I say, like, I'm excited for Ripple, I'm for what's coming for XRP, but in reality, nothing really moves today. And all we see is slaughter and liquidations, banning and more. But I appreciate that we have all the crypto conferences, right? Went to Singapore, I've been to Dubai, two big places this year, 2025. Then there's Swell, and there's the Bitcoin conference, and then there's consensus. So many, like, crypto industry leaders are still putting the best foot forward, like they're doing their jobs. And when they're telling me that the stablecoin boom is $3 trillion, right? Things are moving ahead. And that's what Monica's talking today, right here, as the president of Ripple, right?
So far in 2025, stablecoin transaction volume has reached up to nearly $3 trillion, which is a 90% almost year-on-year lift.
I saw a donation. Thank you so much, Machi, from Pumptober to Moondember. Love the space, but I'm psychotic and historical. Thank you, bro, for the kind donation. The first one today, or the second one, I appreciate that today a lot. Thank you for being here with us. Sadly, the volume here on this Ripple YouTube or like X is not that loud, so I'm trying already to increase my volume here.
So what's happening here? What's the story? Well, Ripple, we've been operating in this space for more than 10 years, working with many of you in the room. And we provide end-to-end digital asset infrastructure to provide everything from on-ramps through the DFS regulated stablecoin RLUSD, to secure custody, to providing market-leading liquidity, and very importantly, real-time payouts to markets around the world. And if you've been keeping up on our news, we're adding collections and virtual accounts with Rail and wallets as a service with Palisade. So we have this experience. We'll talk about what's actually happening in the Internet of Value coming to life.
Dude, I still blame Melania. Go back in time to mid-January. I still cannot believe this happened. The biggest rock of it all, like Melania Trump meme coin. Cannot believe it. This is honestly, it was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. Oh, yes. Good morning, sir. Your report again. I can't believe it.
Through telling some of your stories. We'll start with Brazabank and Zandbank, who are leading innovators and payout financial or index or financial.
Thank you. How are you?
How has your 2025 been?
It's been
quite a
full
year.
of action.
Yes, to say the least.
Exactly.
So Adina, I think everyone here would be very interested in your perspective on the markets this year. It's gone through a lot, lots of shifts in macroeconomic conditions and investor sentiment. So from your perch, yeah, how do you see it? How do you see blockchain and digital assets fitting in this moment?
Yeah. Well, first of all, the capital markets have been very active this year. And there are a lot of different themes that you're seeing flowing through the markets. Obviously, the AI trade is really coming into the markets in terms of not only the potential, but the reality of AI and how.
Okay, loading. There's a chance, guys. I think for sure we're going to see under 100,000 BTC, just FYI. So we went to 126,000 Bitcoin. 126,000 Bitcoin in early October. It's not been a month. Oh my. In 1 month, price of Bitcoin dropped from 126 to $100,000. So the quarter that everybody was expecting it to pump, it just turned out to be a complete fallacy, right? We are getting closer to mid Q4 in about 2 more weeks or a week and a half. And it doesn't seem right now that Bitcoin is putting what a lot of people expect. Why is that? Well, at the moment, we don't have all the terrible news that we had a couple weeks ago. The only thing that is not helping a lot is the fact that we don't have clarity on the December cut. I saw that as changing the pace of a lot of big investors. If you come, there's only 70% that we're going to get a cut and 30% right now that we're not going to get a cut. So it's not as clear as last time that we had about 90%. So far, it's a challenge. And this is still loading.
It really underpins a lot of the financial system. So we're really
Wonder if Brad spoke during this time. Let's take a look. With just a conversation. Yeah. So Brad Garlinghouse is coming. He's coming. Monica spoke. And I'm sure that there's going to be more people.
That I look at for price, and based on that, it should be about 140,000. And it doesn't mean that it's going to be exactly 140. It doesn't mean it's going to be, not more, not less. But that is the target. And right now, markets are slightly inefficient or very inefficient. There's a lot going on in the macro environment that's really causing drag on prices across the board. The XRP community, I've seen people online upset that it's not like at $10 right now. It's like, hey, you guys should chill out too, because it's up 5x from where it was a year ago. Like, that's pretty good. Right? It's massively outperformed Bitcoin in the last year. But I agree with Hunter that these ETFs are really going to open up XRP to a lot more investors, to have a lot more
ETFs.
access. And there's just a whole segment of people that aren't going to buy things at an exchange. They're going to use the easiest instrument that they know, which is a ETF wrapper. So we're very excited about that, and I think everybody should be excited as well. But price doesn't always go up and to the right.
I know, shocker. Go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, it's kind of what I said earlier. The crypto ETF industry has had a massive drag, handcuffs on it for the past however many years that you guys have been doing this, at a massive disadvantage compared to other ETFs or commodity ETFs. Those are starting to come off. I mean, I was with Hunter's co-founder when some of these rules started coming out. We were literally jumping up and down with excitement, because while users may not see this, end buyers may not see this, these structural inefficiencies are a massive drag on just new ETFs coming to market, the efficiencies of the ETFs that people are trading. And so we're going to start to see a lot more capital being allocated to the space as a whole. And that's going to affect the blue chip crypto ETFs as well as the long tail. There could even be a massive business in the long tail of the ETFs, but they're smaller, so they can't stomach those inefficiencies that we've been able to have with the blue chip ETFs. XRP is long overdue to have an ETF. I'm very excited to see it come to market, and I think we all are. So we'll see how this evolves.
3 words: always zoom out. There. That's going to solve a lot of your anguish over the price not going up in a month or two. 12-month and 3-year charts are really powerful. Same thing in the stock world. Things just take time. So that is where I would leave it as well. And our panel is out of time, and I want to give our panelists a nice round of applause. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody, always zoom out. I mean, we keep saying it every single day, right? We keep saying literally every single day. But because we come here every single day, we always come in as, oh, this guy again saying the same thing. Yeah, of course we're saying the same thing, because welcome to crypto, So what it is, nobody can control the price, but it's just, we're excited for this technology. We're excited for the money. We're excited for the ecosystem. We're excited for all the opportunities. That's what we're here. We also want to get rich in the process too, and we're doing the best we can. And there's a lot of things, elections coming up and more. And then we have, oh, look at this. YouTube launches direct attacks on blockchain gaming videos. Animoca lists NASDAQ 5 years after getting kicked. Yeah, something's going on with YouTube and crypto videos, I'll tell you that. We've seen this a lot recently, but a lot. Perfect. So I think Ripple still continues live. Right now it's not live, but it's going to come live later. So they have in little segments right now. So they're going to take a break or so. It's about to be 12:01. Got it. We're also waiting for our press. There you go, right here. 16 minutes, so it's coming in. So this is the one that we're going to also enjoy today. Yep. Here it is. Caroline Levitt coming in with more content. So, look, the price can literally continue dropping right now based on the way it looks like and the volume, especially Bitcoin. So I think I'm not going to change the thumbnail, but I may change it. We'll see. We'll see. Take a look at some more comments right now. So what do they keep banning you? Because they have nothing better to do. That's why. Nothing better to do. XRP 3-month chart looks like a perfect chart for long-term gains. We're winning, bro. We're winning. We're making that money with XRP. Holding steady. Holding steady. By the way, I gotta tell you something about BTCC because I was insisting and insisting and insisting, and because they love me, because they really take care of me a lot, and I'm very happy for BTCC the fam. Guess what? If you buy a Ondo on BTCC, withdrawals are open now, which means that, I mean, withdrawals are always open in BTCC, but not all of the cryptos have that capability because some of the blockchains take time, to allow that. But I was like, please, I want Ondo withdrawals. Please, I want Ondo withdrawals. So they fix it over, like they made it happen. So now, if you buy Ondo on BTCC, you can always send it to your wallets. So I've been really trying, to get as many cryptos with that capability, right? Because of course, you buy Bitcoin, you buy Ethereum, you buy XRP, that's fine. You can withdraw, no problem. You can deposit, no problem. But not all the cryptos sometimes have that, and that happens with all the exchanges. So for BTCC, I always want to make sure to tell them, hey, list the latest that we like, or withdrawal list, stuff like that. I always want to make sure that people are taken care of, right? So because I've been adding a bunch of Ondo, and I want more Ondo. I was like, hey guys, get me Ondo withdrawals because I want it. What does that mean, everybody? It means that even though, listen, even though I use BTCC a lot, and I've been telling you about BTCC, I won't keep my money on BTCC. Is that clear? Is that clear? But Oscar, you use it? Yeah, I use it for trading, spot trading. I love it. It's great. I love it, and I use it. And I got 2 winners for the BTCC competition: 2,000 XRP, 3,000 XRP. 2 winners already for the BTCC competition, right? And they know that your money, your crypto, you always want to make sure that you have your crypto out of the exchanges. Always. So yeah, we wanted to say that if you're paying attention to what I'm saying, hopefully, right? Make sure that if you're using BTCC and you're buying Ondo, now you have the chance to withdraw it, which I will do right after this live. I have a steak waiting for me, so I'm gonna use my air fryer. Oof, I'm so ready. Yeah, I'm gonna eat like a king today. All right, so BTCC, it's there good. Bitcoin is there good. XRP right now at 224, looking fine. But we did go to 219 a couple minutes ago, just a couple minutes ago, bro. Like 219. So guys, we gotta lock in and watch XRP flow right now. Let's go ahead and continue taking a look at some of the comments here. 209 likes. Thank you to those 209 people. Appreciate that. If you always want to support us, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and all the alerts are on today. Everything is on. Paul Grassi says, chop that steak up and put it into a nice tortilla and call it a taco. But I don't have beans. I do have beans, but I'm not cooking today. I'm not cooking. I just want to put everything in the air fryer, and that's it. Oscar, are you live right now? Yes, brother. We're live. I mean, when you see YouTube saying live, it means that we're live. It's going to tell you right there. JB in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome. Jose, what's up, brother? Yeah, we're here, bro. Every single day here for you. Understand? Every single day for you guys. Praise God. Praise God. I mean, he knows when I'm leaving. I mean, he's the one. He's the one. Alex says they're trying to shake us out. They won't shake me out, bro. Shaky, shaky. Kalpesh in the house. What's up, Kalpesh? Good to see you. Kalpesh is here. Dude, look at Bitcoin, bro. This looks so weak. We're going to go under $100,000. There's a big, fat chance we're going to go to under $100,000. Could be. 10 minutes to go here, and Associated Press is already live, which is good. I love that. Go ahead and open up a little bit more this live stream, because you guys want to see it, right? Not me much. And now is the perfect time for... Oh, there you go. We're back. Perfect. Yes, Ripple Swell is live, and we were watching a little bit, just a little bit. It's going live, it's going back, it's going in, it's going back. So depends. Guys, also, just in case I get banned again, don't forget to follow me on X, please. All my moderators will post the link as well. So I just posted my link there. Real Oscar Ramos 1. I put all the latest info, what's going on. Like yesterday at around 12 or so, I announced that I was banned, right? Because it's crazy. So, yeah, that's where we keep you in the know with the latest, guys. Will Clarity Act pump markets back to normal? I think so. We're waiting on that, but guess what has to be open? Get what has to be open for that to occur. The government, my friend. The government needs to be open. You're still 30% up on my Ondo from that flash crash a few weeks. So you bought, Mike? Well done, man. You bought the ultimate dip. That's incredible. That's nice. Quentin in the house. Shout out to my 12-month member. Thank you, Quentin. Oh, yeah, JB Jasmine, good. I have Jasmine, but it's been hammering down. It's crazy. Yeah. All right, all right. So we got audio there. We're watching and chilling right now while we have Caroline. Obviously, they're going to be talking about the shutdown. They're going to be talking about Mandani and New York and a bunch of other things. So get ready for that, right? Yeah, so I think tomorrow is going to be the historic longest shutdown in U.S. history because it's 36 days the longest. I think tomorrow we break it, but we'll hear that. We'll hear much about that soon. It's crazy, so many people are already suffering because they don't have money for food, and politicians are not letting the government open. It just blows my mind how terrible the situation is. No, I want a tomahawk steak. I want a tomahawk steak too. I want a tomahawk steak too. Yes, it is. Got banned for 6 months. 6 months? When was that? Not right now. I mean, that's crazy. 6 months. By the rips. It'll be open by Thursday. They already admitted it. Yeah, it's gonna be open this week. I believe so. Once the election happens, once everything starts taking place, they'll just reopen it, and it's like nothing happened. Which means there might be a chance for a pump once we have reopening news, ETF news, Clarity news. You see? Buy the blood on the streets when everybody hates on you. Not when everybody praises the pump. It's easy to do that. Anyone can do that. But going against the grain and suffering with us, the army, only the real ones. Drop a like, everybody. Consider subscribing to the channel. We're here, saying it like it is, as always. Everybody really wants to buy the pump. I mean, it's the same thing over and over. I don't know if I suffer long enough. we have, bro. I mean, it's time for us to win, you know? It's time for us to win. Sell at a loss. I want to hold to 0. Come on, let me hold to 0. And here it is once again. Senate Democrats have refused for the 14th time to reopen the federal government. 47 minutes ago. 47 minutes ago. Caroline is going to talk about it right now. Yep, she will. She will.
Question affordability in this city. Living here is top of everyone's mind. It has gotten obscenely expensive to live here, to do anything.
Wait a second. Where's my video, Mandani? Oh, it just... No way. Guys, what is this? How to make a man happy. This world. Here.
Question affordability in this city. Living here is top of everyone's mind. It has gotten obscenely expensive to live here, to do anything here. So you're proposing free grocery stores, free buses, $30 minimum wage, all of which sounds incredible.
Cheaper groceries, not free groceries.
Excuse me, cheaper groceries. But what people want to know is, great, I would love all those things.
Yeah,
how do you pay for it? Who's going to end up footing the bill for those
programs? How do you pay for it?
So I'll answer that question by first explaining some of the endorsements that Andrew Cuomo has received. Elon Musk's endorsement is one of the most expensive endorsements that Andrew Cuomo has ever gotten, because it cost him and the state of New York $959 million in tax breaks that he gave Elon Musk years ago when he was the governor of the state. That's actually more money than it would cost to make every bus free in New York City. So I've said clearly that I believe we should tax the top 1% an additional 2%, that's New Yorkers making $1 million or more a year, and have the most profitable corporations pay the same tax rate they do at the top tier in New Jersey, what they would actually pay here in New York. These things together would pay for the entirety of our economic agenda and start to Trump-proof our city. Because as you've said, the endorsements that Andrew Cuomo has got, and this morning he started it by going on Fox and Friends, we're talking about Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Stephen Miller. These are the architects, in many ways, of the crisis of authoritarianism that New Yorkers are facing. And Andrew Cuomo is so unwilling to tax Donald Trump's billionaire donors because he knows those are the same ones whose checks that he's busy cashing trying to get back to City Hall.
So how do you pay for it? By raising taxes. Oh, brother. It's going to be mad, bro. It's going to be mad. I'm telling you right now. Oh, my. We're about to listen from Caroline Levitt, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome. Time to go nuclear. Drop a like. Consider subscribing to the channel. Turn on those notification bells to welcome aboard. Whatever happens, we're not leaving, and we're here for you.
We're going to vote later today. Republicans will all vote for the 14th time to reopen the government. I'm going to predict to you right now, the Democrats will vote no. They will say later today, keep the government shut. Why? Because it's election day, and they want to turn out their radicals. And if they actually allow the government to open up, they're afraid their radicals will stay home, and they'll lose Virginia and New Jersey, and maybe even the mayor's position for Comrade Mamdani in New York. And so the Democrats will keep the government shut down. Now, my hope is they lose those elections anyway, and then they come back Wednesday or Thursday or Friday and say, all right, enough is enough. Let's reopen the government. Hey, we're going to vote later.
All right, so they're probably going to reopen it on Friday. If they don't, oh, man, it's going to be bad. It's not going to be pretty. Bitcoin just looks like it wants to go under 100,000 so bad right now, man. And I want to watch it live when it happens, for reals. All right, so almost there. Almost there for sure. This conversation.
City resident, tell me why you decided to vote for Andrew Cuomo.
I decided to vote for Andrew Cuomo because he has a lot of experience. He's been the governor of New York, and I feel like we don't want our city to go in a direction that's not, important for businesses as well as our regular everyday New Yorkers.
Obviously, Mr. Cuomo is not the front runner, according to just about every poll that's out there. You look at Zoran Mandani is the front runner. What do you think of him as a candidate? And none of the things that he was talking about appeal to you: affordable housing, making health care for children more affordable, free buses. None of that appealed to you and what you were looking for in a mayor?
Well, I don't think nothing is free. With a background in finance and economics and business, I know that it's important that you have to pay for things. Even if you're paying for it at a discounted rate, you need to be able to pay for it. I don't think nothing is given free. I think it's important that we all should be able to work. I think job creation is the key to all of it. We must create jobs. We must put our people back to work. New Yorkers need to work. And that's what I think Governor Cuomo will do for us. He'll help us to get our jobs back and help keep our businesses here in the city of New York.
And Mr. Jackson.
Okay. Everybody, Bitcoin, $100,000. So my daughter tells me you're an investor. Yes, sir. Crypto. You have exactly 10 seconds to get. Why they do that to us? We're good people. Come on, man. We have feelings too. I'm not selling, people are saying.
People everywhere can see clearly who's fighting and voting here every day and delivering for them. And I'll say this clearly to every hardworking American in any place who's missed a paycheck, anyone who has been made to suffer because the services, the health services you rely upon, or the food and nutrition supplement for your family, anyone who is hurting, you have a home in the Republican Party. You have people here who are elected by their constituents to come and do their job, and they do it. They're voting to support you, to make these programs available, to ensure that the people in need have them. And the Democrats, by stark contrast, are doing the exact opposite. People everywhere can.
Oh, man, crypto's the best thing ever so far. Warren Buffett, a very smart guy. All right, so 12 right now. We are just moments away from Caroline. They still have to turn the TVs on.
Incredibly concerning. And I think that it is an illustration of the attacks we're seeing on our democracy. Sometimes they're blatant and explicit in the manner of these bomb threats. And we have to understand this as part of the general approach the Trump administration has taken to trying to intimidate voters with baseless allegations of voter fraud as a means of trying to repress the voice of Americans across this country.
I don't know if he's going to get that question again today, but the general approach the Trump administration has taken to try and intimidate voters, unless we heard him incorrectly, What in the world is he talking about?
He is serving up a Kamala-sized word salad, but he's using kale instead of romaine. It's just a slightly better finessed verbiage than we were given with her. This is emptiness. It means nothing. What he's doing is deflecting because he doesn't have an answer for this because he is not prepared if, God forbid, something like 9/11 happens again. Just think about that. Were you in New York on 9/11? Do you remember what happened to the city? Do you remember what happened to this country? Do you remember who was mayor and what was needed from that office? Could this person really provide that? I mean, it scares the hell out of me. I hope everyone has a plan with their kids if, God forbid, something happens.
Got it.
Oh, boy. All right, everybody's ready for Caroline. Very good. Guys, if we have some more corrections or crashes, we'll leave it together. We'll leave it together right here. So appreciate you guys for being here. We have a poll too. About 2,000 people have, used the poll. Are you buying, selling, or holding XRP right now? Tell us, of course. We love to hear you. We love to hear you. And while that happens, we'll continue watching a few more clips today from what's happening because there's all kinds of updates going on, of course. Do you agree with this, fam? I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's like you work for the government. I mean, why don't you stop getting your salary? I can almost guarantee you the shutdown is going to last 3 hours and that's it. No more than 3 hours. No more than 3 hours and there's no shutdown. Easy, bro. Noah, what's up, brother? Thank you so much for the kind donation. I appreciate that a lot. And welcome, welcome. No stop loss. I saw that.
Or any other policy, it is about fear. It's about fear. Right now, the Democrats fear political retribution from the far left activists in their party more than they fear the consequences of keeping the government closed for weeks on end. They fear political retribution from far left activists more than families going hungry and workers missing paychecks. That is a fact that they are demonstrating day after day and vote after vote. It's gotten so bad for them that even their traditional allies are losing patience now. The head of the Teamsters Union had a blunt message to Democrats a couple of days ago. Quote, "American workers are not bargaining chips. Senators need to stop screwing around and pass the House-passed clean short-term funding bill," unquote. And it's not just the Teamsters, as you know. AFGE, the largest union of federal workers.
Your vendors, or you're moving your money around because it's better, faster, cheaper. Yeah. But
when did that happen? Just earlier this morning.
Grace.
you're likely going to see alt Bitcoin pairs go to 0.25. This is something I've said for years. And it's not really that complicated. I know a lot of people are giving me a hard time about it, but alt Bitcoin pairs have always gone to 0.25. Why should this time be any different? It probably won't be. So alt Bitcoin pairs, I think, need to go to 0.25. That means that the altcoin market is worth approximately 25% of Bitcoin's market cap. That is ultimately where I think this thing is headed. And again, as I've said before, you know, no alt season ever happened before alt Bitcoin pairs went to 0.25. The hard part this cycle is that if they go to 0.25, you know, are we out of time, right? And you could argue that we are, and maybe that this period right here is what ends up happening, right? Where they kind of just bounce around for a while, and then maybe sometime in future year, you get another bounce to the upside.
I mean, obviously, I hear a lot of people giving up on this bull season. I'll understand that if we had an open government, Clarity Act passed, and the ETFs already, all of them already live. I'll understand that. If we had the same level right here, right now, at 100,000 BTC and $2 XRP, with everything that I just said already priced in, but it's not. It's not. It's volatile. That's the way it lives. Crypto is volatile because it lives and breathes and never stops. Once the government opens here in the United States, it's all going to go back to normal and better than normal. And that's when we can see finally another rally breaking $126,000 Bitcoin and breaking $3.50 XRP. At that level, most, if not all, investors are in the profit. And now we talk about, okay, are we going to go higher or lower? So I'm okay. I'm relaxed. I'm not really panicking at all. I mean, we do need a few things. We're not there yet. So this shutdown is going to come to an end. Things are going to go back. People are going to have jobs. Unemployment is going to go back to normal. I mean, we just have to keep waiting a little bit more until the nonsense ends. But until then, right now, people are bearish. Very, very bearish. I can already feel it. Triple CEO tomorrow. The Brad. No Michael Jordan. Not Michael Jordan.
The most important election of my lifetime, and I'm not a kid, but this is the most important election of my lifetime. This is going to determine the future of the city of New York. May also determine the future of the Democratic Party. So get out and vote. Thank you. The most important.
Odds of a December rate cut have gone to 71%. That's good. We need those odds to go higher. If we get a cut by this guy,
so our view is that
by the classic Jerome Papa Powell, if we get a cut in December, obviously by then we have a government already running. We get ETFs and also Clarity Act. Fam, we're going to be totally fine. No need to panic. No need to panic. We'll be totally fine. Dragon Hunter, but come on, Oscar. Everybody's changing to Dash and Zcash and ICP. We can tell people to stay on XRP. I mean, buy whatever you want. I mean, Dragon, It's your money, not mine. Do whatever you want. It's your money, bro. It's absolutely your money. I don't talk about Zcash or Dash because I don't know it. Like, I haven't done my research on that. I haven't done my research. I'm just locked in on the place that I believe, that I know, that I'm used to, that I want, that I feel like I have a very good, strong connection with them. If I feel that Zcash is a good one later on, I'll go ahead and start talking about it. But as of right now, I'm good. As of right now, I'm good. Wait, what? Really? Where's that? Watcher Guru? Everybody's saying it's over. Max Payne, Ryan. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you, bro. My French people. Moon Lambo. Welcome to the 2,000 people joining us today. Very happy to see you guys. Let us know in the comments down below how you feeling here with a comment. We're watching the price of BTC. XRP coming down again to 20. It happens. Not selling, just buying. Little by little by little. That's what I'm doing. Not financial advice. Remember that. It's a lot of people in the room. Let's get it. Jersey. You're saying you're not buying. Oh, so you know. You see me when I'm not buying? It's okay, I'm not buying. That's what you believe. I love it. That's the beautiful thing about the truth. Not many people want to hear it. So you want to hear lies now, because that's what you like to hear. People are funny. 2 minutes. Deshaun in the house. Welcome, buddy. Happy to see you and welcome, welcome. There's a lot of people. An XRP under 220 right now. XRP under 220 right now. BTC. Oh, BTC. Guys, let's go to the 5 minutes right now. Let's go to the 5 minutes. BTC is about to go under $100,000. For the first time since... Oh! Look at that candle. The last time BTC was under $100,000 was June. June 2025. Wow. Guys, get ready. Get ready. Yeah, Michael Saylor, he bought a lot of the top, but hey, he keeps buying, you know? Pack it up, boys. Pack it up. That's what people are saying. I'm just reading. I'm just reading. RPM, we keep on winning.
Yeah, July. The month. Okay. But it sounds nice.
You may even get tired of winning, and you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much.
I had to. I had to. I had to. Welcome everybody. Very happy to see you. Get ready. This one is gonna last a while. This one is a big one. I can already sense it. Feel it. Shutdown, Mandani. Yeah, it's a big one. Historic government shutdown. This is gonna be a big one. Yeah. Plus the prices, you know, especially crypto diving right now. Yep.
Good afternoon, everybody. Nice to see you on this beautiful fall afternoon. We are now on day 35 of the Democrat government shutdown. The Democrats' obstructionism will break the record for the longest government shutdown in American history tonight. The Democrats are intentionally hurting American families, workers, and businesses with this shutdown to fight for free health care for illegal aliens and to appease their radical left-wing base. And it's a total disgrace. This past weekend, Americans traveling to weddings, funerals, vacations, and meetings faced significant flight disruptions at airports across the country because of staffing shortages. On Sunday alone, more than 5,000 flights traveling to and from U.S. airports were delayed. Since the Democrat shutdown began, 4 times as many staffing shortages have been reported at air traffic control facilities compared to last year. TSA checkpoint wait times ballooned past 3 hours at Houston's George Bush Intercontinental Airport, with some passengers enduring up to 5 hours in line. At nearby William P. Hobby Airport in Texas, security wait times are routinely exceeding 1 hour. More than 13,000 air traffic controllers are continuing to work without pay. Because of the Democrats, these men and women who keep our airspace safe and moving will miss a second paycheck in a row this Friday if Democrats refuse to open the government. Let me be clear to our incredible air traffic controllers across the country. President Trump and Republicans want you to get your paychecks. They want you to be paid. Please call on your Democrat senators and tell them to side with President Trump and Republicans to vote to reopen the government. Our nation's 4 largest airlines, United, Delta, American, and Southwest, have now all endorsed the Republican, nonpartisan clean funding bill to end the government shutdown. Major unions, collectively representing tens of thousands of pilots, have also joined the airlines in calling on Democrats to pass the clean, nonpartisan CR. The travel industry is also imploring Democrats to end the shutdown and reopen the government. Nearly 500 companies and groups in the travel business, including casinos, hotels, and convention bureaus, signed a public letter warning that America's travel economy has already lost $4 billion due to this Democrat shutdown, and they have called for the Republican CR to be passed, saying Americans expect and deserve a fully functioning federal government during the peak holiday travel season. Never before have we seen private industry and union leadership so unified on the same issue, rallying behind Republicans in such a vocal way. The Democrats have completely lost the plot. They are endangering the safety, prosperity, and livelihoods of millions of Americans. It's well past time Democrats do what they did 13 times under Joe Biden and pass the clean funding bill extension. All we need are 5 Democrat senators to put country over party and vote to end this reckless shutdown. In other news, tomorrow will mark the 1-year anniversary of President Trump's historic election victory, where he won nearly 80 million votes, the popular vote, in all 7 swing states. This was the ultimate poll on November 5th. The president secured a mandate to make America great again, and he has delivered in record time. Never before have we had a president who has kept their promises like President Trump has. I'd like to go over a few of those with you. In less than 10 short months, President Trump signed the largest middle-class tax cut in history, including no tax on tips, overtime, and Social Security to put more money back into the pockets of the American people. The president ended the southern border invasion of the Biden administration, made our border the most secure in history, and he is carrying out the largest mass deportation campaign of illegal aliens in our nation's history to protect our homeland, just as promised. President Trump has aggressively taken on drug cartels by declaring them as foreign terrorist organizations and even blowing up narco-terrorists who have tried to poison the American people with fentanyl and other illegal narcotics. President Trump defeated the Biden inflation crisis, and he continues to implement a pro-growth, America First economic agenda to make America affordable again, and we are seeing the results of that every day. Inflation has remained low and steady, averaging just 2.5% compared to the painful average of 5% under Biden, and we know it was historically higher than that for most of President Biden's term. Meanwhile, real private sector wages are on track to rise by almost $1,500 since President Trump took office, a significant change to the Biden years where private sector wages declined and were being wiped out by inflation. President Trump has ended the reckless war on American energy and unleashed energy dominance, with gas prices now plummeting to their lowest average levels in more than 4 years. President Trump implemented powerful tariffs to rebalance America's trade deals, protect American workers, and returning our country to be a manufacturing superpower once again. As a result, the president has secured trillions and trillions of dollars in private and foreign investments into the United States, which are creating high-paying jobs for the greatest workforce in the world. The president has restored America's place as the leader of the free world through his unwavering peace through strength foreign policy that has already ended 8 wars and counting. And the president ended illegal DEI initiatives in our federal government and is returning our country to a merit-based society based on common sense. President Trump protected opportunities for women and girls to compete safely and fairly by continuing to keep men out of women's sports. Americans have a president who works tirelessly, literally 24/7, to improve their lives and make our country better than it has ever been before. So with that, today we will open it up to questions, and we will start with our independent journalist in our new media seat, Julio Rosas. Julio, please start. Thank you.
Julio.
Thanks, Caroline. So over the weekend in Mexico, a mayor in Michoacan, Carlos Manso, he was assassinated while celebrating Dia de Muertos with his family. His assassination has sparked a lot of outrage. A lot of Mexicans are very upset. They're blaming President Claudia Sheinbaum for not taking the cartel threat seriously enough. Yesterday, she said that, once again, she's not going to allow any foreign military intervention to take on the cartels on Mexican soil, and that Mexico is not going to pursue a drug war similar to what they've done in the past. So my question is President Trump satisfied with Claudia Sheinbaum's approach to cartels? And if not, has Manso's assassination kind of opened up some new options for the United States to pursue regarding cartels?
Well, first of all, with respect to this specific news item and this alleged assassination that took place in Mexico, I know the Trump administration, we are aware of that, and of course we condemn all political violence anywhere in all forms. As for Claudia Sheinbaum and the president's relationship with her, I think he has a lot of respect for her as president of Mexico, and he also really appreciates the coordination that she has provided to the Trump administration. I can't speak for her and what she's doing internally in her country. I can speak for the president in saying we are continually pushing Mexico to do more to tackle the drug trafficking and the drug cartels within their country, and we are working with them in any way that we can. And the president has obviously used the full range of executive options in his authorities to crack down on drug trafficking at our southern border and to designate these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations and additional actions as well.
Just one more question.
Sure.
So at the Antifa roundtable that we were at just last month, myself and the other panelists made the recommendation to the president for, speaking of foreign terrorist organizations, to have Antifa not just be domestic terrorist organization, but be designated as a foreign terrorist organization since they have cells in other countries. He mentioned to Secretary Rubio, because he was in the room at the time, to look into that. So I just wanted to see if there's an update on that.
Sure. That process is most definitely taking place. I don't have any announcements for you on that today, but I can certainly assure you the administration is working on it, and I'll check in on it and get back to you, Julio. It's a good question. Thank you very much. Jackie.
Thank you, Caroline. Zoran Mamdani blamed the president for bomb threats and intimidation at polling locations. He said, quote, part of the general approach of the Trump administration has taken to intimidate voters with baseless allegations of voter fraud as a means of trying to repress the voice of Americans across this country. I want to give you a chance to respond to that.
Yeah, I saw those comments from Mamdani. I think they are completely irresponsible, and they are based on zero evidence. And I think this is just another example of how the Democrat Party unfortunately stands for nothing. All they stand against is President Donald Trump. And I think it's quite sad to see that we have someone at the top of the ticket on an election day today saying such things about the president when he obviously had absolutely nothing to do with those threats.
And on the shutdown, Democrats have been pretty quiet about the president's push for the nuclear option, terminating the filibuster. Is there any concern around here that Democrats might actually want Republicans to get rid of the filibuster so that one day, when they're in power again, the door's already open for them to pack the Supreme Court, give statehood to D.C. and Puerto Rico, make mail-in balloting permanent, those kinds of things?
I think the president has been very realistic and strong in his position on the filibuster. He's been very vocal about it. I just spoke to him about it. He feels really strongly about this. Republicans need to play tough and they need to play smart. That's how the president feels. And we know that Democrats, if they are ever given a chance at power again in this city, they will absolutely take away the filibuster from the United States Senate. In fact, you had 49 Democrats who already voted to do this before. The only reason it did not move forward was because you had 2 Democrats who are no longer in office because they were run out of town by the far left radical base of their party. And so President Trump is quite clear on this. He wants to see Republicans move as many good pieces of legislation for our country forward in the next 3 years of his administration as they possibly can. And the filibuster is one means to doing that.
Talked to Johnson and Thune about it. I know that they had both voiced some opposition. Have there been any conversations with them?
He has. He's made his position to them very clear, both publicly and privately. Ouija.
Can you help clear up some confusion about SNAP benefits? Because the president just posted that they will only be given out when the radical left Democrats open the government and not before. But just yesterday, the administration said it would comply with a court order to expend the full amount of SNAP contingency funds by end of business day yesterday. So Did the administration distribute that money or defy that court order?
No, the administration is fully complying with the court order. I just spoke to the president about it. The recipients of these SNAP benefits need to understand it's going to take some time to receive this money because the Democrats have forced the administration into a very untenable position. We are digging into a contingency fund that is supposed to be for emergencies, catastrophes, for war. And the president does not want to have to tap into this fund in the future, and that's what he was referring to in his Truth Social post. So the Department of Agriculture, as for the latest SNAP payment in the judge's order, put out guidance to states today on how to get that money to the recipients of SNAP. But it's going to take some time. The best way to get the full amount of SNAP benefits to those beneficiaries is for Democrats to reopen the government. So to anyone who is a SNAP beneficiary at home who needs that assistance, and the president was just saying, this is for people who are truly needy, who need food, who need this assistance from the United States government. Democrats are holding it up and making it difficult for the administration to get those payments out the door. So if you are at home and you want your SNAP benefits, call the Democrats and tell them to reopen the government.
Blocking that contingency fund for the future if this shutdown lingers on?
Look, the president does not want to have to continue to dip into a contingency fund that doesn't even have enough money, by the way, to fund the full program. It takes $9 billion to get the full scale of the benefits out the door. This contingency fund only has about $5 billion in it. So again, Democrats need to reopen the government so we can get these benefits out the door for people who truly need them. Kate.
Thanks.
The president suggested that if Mamdani wins, that he would cut federal funding to New York. How much funding would be impacted? What would be impacted there?
Well, look, we won't get ahead of the election results, nor will I speak to what the president may do in the future. We'll see how tonight goes, and then I'll let him speak on it further.
And why did the administration exclude Democratic lawmakers last week? There was a briefing about U.S. strikes on alleged drug trafficking boats. Why were those Democrats excluded?
The administration has briefed Congress on these matters 8 separate times, and Democrats have been included in those briefings. In fact, I know that Secretary Rubio will be on Capitol Hill tomorrow to brief the Gang of 12, which includes Democrats as well. So the president's made it very clear, if senators want to understand the administration's operations against narco drug traffickers, we are very happy to speak with them about that, and we will continue to do so. But we've been incredibly transparent. As I said, there's been 8 briefings on this topic, with the 9th coming tomorrow. Rachel.
Thanks, Caroline. There's been some reporting out there about the possibility of furloughed workers not getting back pay. We know that the president signed that bill into law in his first term. Does the administration guarantee that all furloughed workers will get back pay?
This is something we are very much open to discussing with Democrats as part of the discussions about the continuing resolution to keep the government open, and it's something that Republicans are talking with Democrats about right now. I won't get ahead of those negotiations or discussions.
That's a possibility that may not happen, even though it's law.
I just said Republicans in the White House are very much open to discussing this with Democrats.
And just one last question. As this government shutdown now drags on, about to make history as the longest government shutdown in American history, can you talk about what the president is personally doing to try to see an end to this?
He's pushing Republicans to keep voting and to keep opening up the Senate floor to vote for the clean continuing resolution. He had the Senate Majority Leader and the House Caucus Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, here at the White House to talk about this in the very early stages, to give them a chance to come to their senses and avoid this entire government shutdown at the very beginning. And they chose not to. And I think it's been very clear to everyone in this room and to everyone across the country that the Democrats are playing partisan politics with our United States federal government. And all Republicans have wanted to do for the last 35 days is reopen the government. That has been the president's position since day one. It is his position today on day 35. And all we need are 5 common sense Democrats with have a little bit of courage and come to the table and vote with Republicans. I saw Senator John Fetterman on television last night saying that he hopes more folks in his party will step up. And we certainly agree with him on that point. Sure.
Caroline, the president posted on Truth Social that the voting underway in California is, quote, rigged. What evidence does he have of that, and what does it mean that mail-in ballots in that state are under legal and criminal review? By whom and why? And also, in this vein, does the White House still plan to issue an executive order banning mail-in voting, and what legal authority do you have to do that?
The White House is working on an executive order to strengthen our elections in this country and to ensure that there cannot be blatant fraud, as we've seen in California with their universal mail-in voting system. It's absolutely true that there's fraud in California's elections. It's just a fact. It is just a fact. They have a universal mail-in voting system, which we know is ripe for fraud. And if you want to deny that, I'm happy to provide you all of the evidence for it. I'd be glad to send that to you after this briefing.
Rigged.
Fraudulent ballots that are being mailed in the names of other people, in the names of illegal aliens who shouldn't be voting in American elections. There's countless examples, and we'd be happy to provide them. As for executive action the White House is taking, yes, we are looking into that. And like any executive order, of course, any executive order the president signs is within his full executive authority and within the confines of the law. Stephen.
Thank you, Caroline. I've got two questions I'd like to ask you about New York, but first I'd like to ask you about breaking news from the Attorney General. She revealed just about an hour ago that the Biden Justice Department seized President Trump's official first-term phone and subpoenaed his private phone records. Do you have a reaction to that? And also, do we know if they actually got those private call records?
I saw the Attorney General's post on that. For additional questions, I would refer you to the Department of Justice, but I think this is just further evidence of the egregious overreach and weaponization of government that took place under the previous White House against then former President and now President Donald J. Trump. It was a clear effort by the Biden White House and the Biden DOJ to go after the president, and this is just further evidence of that.
On New York, we've seen the president's messages that he's put out, but could you describe how he's feeling as a New Yorker watching this election?
Well, the president is a New Yorker and he loves New York. It is his home. He talks about that all of the time, and he's made his thoughts on this election quite clear, I think, himself. In the back, yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Over the weekend, there were reports.
I was going to you in the green, but go ahead and then you can have your question.
Thank you. Over the weekend, there were reports that President Trump was due to host President of Syria, Ahmad al-Sharia, on Monday. Do you have any preview for that meeting? Is he expected to invite him to join the U.S.-led anti-ISIS coalition?
I can confirm that that meeting will be taking place here at the White House on Monday, and this is part of the president's effort.
I can only imagine all the Bitcoin holders who just got liquidated because we did go under $100,000, 99971. I'm going to show you right now.
And I think the administration, we've seen good progress on that front under their new leadership. And so he will be here at the White House on Monday, and I'll let the president speak further on it on Monday. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Caroline. I was just curious, you had mentioned there that President Trump, as we know, has been speaking with Republican leaders in Congress about reopening the government. Is he involved in any other negotiations, and is he prepared to sign something if a deal does come out by the end of this week? On top of that, with SNAP benefits, does he have any authorities or considering any authority there to release more funds to help people who are desperately needing these benefits?
So look, I think I've already answered the question on SNAP. We're complying with the court's order, and we're getting that partial payment out the door as much as we can and as quickly as we can, but it's going to take some time because, again, this is a prorated payment that we're tapping into a contingency fund for. The best way to get those payments out the door is for Democrats to reopen the government. But yes, the president is in constant communication with his friends on Capitol Hill. They know, they call, he answers, he picks up the phone. He's a very transparent president in that way. And as soon as the Democrats pass the clean continuing resolution, President Trump will be here to sign it. Michael.
Thank you, Caroline. President Trump has threatened to go into Nigeria guns a-blazing if Nigeria's government does not stop the killing of Christians in that country. Has the White House heard back from Nigeria's government on this threat?
As the president stated, Michael, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the United States will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may take action to wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities, especially against innocent women and children. I don't have any further announcements on that for you today, but I can assure you the President of the United States is watching this situation unfold very closely, as is our Secretary of State, Marco Rubio.
Question, Caroline. President Trump has endorsed Andrew Cuomo in New York City's mayoral race. He has not by name endorsed Winsome Sears in Virginia's gubernatorial race. Why is that?
Look, as you know from this podium, I'm quite limited in what I can say with regards to ongoing political elections. I think the president has spoken for himself and what he wants to see take place in these elections today. I think he feels very not to, and I'm looking for himself and what he wants to see take place in these elections today. I think he feels very positive and strongly about it. As you know, he recently, a few weeks back, spoke to Prime Minister directly when he celebrated in the Oval Office Diwali with many high-ranking Indian American officials here at the White House. We have a great U.S. ambassador to India in Mr. Sergio Gore, who will represent our country very well. And the president and his trade team continue to be in very serious discussions with India with respect to that topic. So I know the president has great respect for Prime Minister Modi, and they speak pretty frequently. Thank you.
Hi, yes. The air traffic controller crisis ongoing. Secretary Duffy said he will now start to cancel and ground flights next week to maintain safety. Should people fly next week given this new information? And is the administration encouraging people to stop flying altogether and look at alternative transportation modes?
The administration is encouraging Democrats to reopen the federal government so this chaos and disruption to our air traffic control system in the United States of America stops. It is ridiculous that we have even gotten to this place and that the Democrats have continued to shut down the government with 35 days, our air traffic controllers continuing to work unpaid, every single major airline in our country coming out and begging the Democrats to please reopen the government. And you had a Democrat staffer who was quoted, I believe in Politico a few weeks back, saying, short of planes falling out of the sky, we are not going to reopen the government. That is a reckless and dangerous statement from someone who didn't want to put their name on that statement, but we know it came from the Democrat Party. And I think we're very clear. We want to reopen the government so we can resume travel in the safest and most efficient way possible, especially as we head into the busiest travel season of the month. We have Thanksgiving in a few weeks. And so Americans across the country need to make it very clear to their Democrat representatives that we want this government to be reopened so we can resume safe and efficient travel. Fran.
Caroline, as of last I checked, the president still had not commented on the death of former Vice President Dick Cheney. Is the White House involved in funeral arrangements in any way? Does the president plan to speak at the funeral? Has he spoken to anyone in the Cheney family today? And does the White House have an opinion on whether or not the former vice president should lie in honor or state in the Capitol?
I don't believe the White House is involved in that planning, or at least hasn't gotten to it yet. I know the president is aware of the former vice president's passing, and as you saw, flags have been lowered to half staff in accordance with statutory law. Jasmine.
Thank you. Back on the question of the filibuster, how much political capital is President Trump willing to expend to get Republicans to do what he's asking? I mean, will we see him at the Hill? Will he be calling folks over here? What exactly is President Trump planning to do outside of these true socials and maybe some of these private conversations to get Republicans to fall in line?
Look, I think you'll see. I think you'll see the president continue to engage very strongly and consistently with his friends on Capitol Hill. I don't have any meetings to read out for you at this time, but I think you should stay tuned and keep your eyes on Truth Social on this matter. The president's making his position on it quite clear. And again, he is right. Republicans need to play tough. We know that this is what the Democrats will do if they are ever given the keys to power again. And he wants to pass as many good pieces of legislation as we possibly can for our country and for our people. That includes election integrity reforms. It includes additional tax policy. It includes, fixing our immigration that only Congress can. And the president fears with a Democrat Party that is so radical and opposes everything he does and everything he says, this is the only option for Republicans to move forward. Karen.
Question. President Trump said to CBS in the 60 Minutes interview that he did not know the Binance founder, which he pardoned. What exactly did he mean for that? I know it caused.
He means he does not know him personally. He means he does not have a personal relationship with this individual. And when it comes to pardons, the White House takes them with the utmost seriousness, and the president understands the responsibility that he has as president to issue clemency and issue pardons to individuals who are seeking that. That's why we have a very thorough review process here that moves with the Department of Justice and the White House counsel's office. There's a whole team of qualified lawyers who look at every single pardon request that ultimately make their way up to the President of the United States. He's the ultimate final decision maker. And he was very clear when he came into office that he was most interested in looking at pardoning individuals who were abused and used by the Biden Department of Justice and were over-prosecuted by a weaponized DOJ. And the individual you're referring to, that was certainly the case. Even the judge in his case said that the sentencing that the Biden administration was asking for was egregious and went too far. And so the president is correcting that wrong, and he has officially ended the Biden administration's war on the cryptocurrency industry, and I think that's the message he sent with this pardon.
Crypto.
Karen, yes.
Back on the issue of back pay for furloughed workers, you said that the White House is open to discussing that with Democrats, but what would that discussion even be? There was a law, the president signed it in 2019. What could a discussion look like? Why is that even open for discussion?
Look, Karen, as I said, Republicans are talking about that with Democrats right now, and I don't want to get in the middle of those sensitive conversations. But as we've complied with the SNAP order, the White House, the administration is always going to comply with the laws. We're always going to comply with the ruling of judges across the country. But the Republicans are discussing this matter with Democrats right now.
Why would there even be a consideration of not paying those workers,
Tom Dempsey with News Nation. Big day in the Supreme Court tomorrow with President Trump's tariff policy facing a legal challenge. What's at stake with that case? And if the Supreme Court rules against the Trump administration, what is Plan B for trade policy?
I'll tell you, the White House is always preparing for Plan B. It would be imprudent of the president's advisors not to prepare for such a situation. With that said, we are 100% confident in the president and his team's legal argument in the merits of the law in this case, and we remain optimistic that the Supreme Court is going to do the right thing. The importance of this case cannot be overstated. The president must have the emergency authority to utilize tariffs. Look at what President Trump has been able to do with the leverage and the power of tariffs. He's been able to sign peace deals all over the world and end global conflicts and literally save lives. He's been able to bring in trillions of dollars of investments into our country. In fact, this year alone, we are going to cut the deficit by $600 billion, namely because of the president's effective use of tariffs. And the president strongly believes that economic security is a matter of national security, and tariffs have a lot to do with that. And this case is not just about President Trump. It's about the use of this emergency authorization for tariffs for future presidents and administrations to come, and we're confident and hopeful that the Supreme Court will do the right thing. Kristen.
Why did President Trump get an MRI during his recent visit to Wall Street?
Look, as President Trump said, he would inquire with the physicians. I'll check back on that. But as the physical itself stated, Kristen, and as you all know, because you were all witness to it, every single day the president is in optimal physical health. This was a follow-up appointment, and we provided a detailed readout of that physical. I'm happy to give it to you again, and I can inquire further.
With all due respect, an MRI is a very specific procedure. It's done on a part of the body looking for something specific, so it's not generally part of any kind of routine checkup. And in addition, President Trump has said that he wants to be transparent. He told us to ask the doctors, which we have and have not heard back. Why don't we have more information on this?
As I said, I'll check back for you. Go ahead.
Karen, can you update us on the mediation efforts this administration is leading in Sudan, trying to achieve a ceasefire there?
Sure, yes. The United States is actively engaged in efforts to bring about a peaceful resolution to the terrible conflict in Sudan. We remain committed to working with our international partners, including Quad members, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, as well as others, to lead a negotiated peace process that addresses both the immediate humanitarian crisis and the longer-term political challenges. I actually spoke with Secretary Rubio about this morning, as of course there's been, kind of an uptick in recent reporting on the matter, and he assured me that the administration is very much engaged. We're in pretty frequent communication with those Arab partners that I just mentioned, and we want to see this conflict come to a peaceful end, just as we have with so many others, but the reality is it's a very complicated situation on the ground right now.
Yes. Hi, yes. Just trying to go back into the subject of Mexico. Is the Trump administration planning to send U.S. troops to Mexico to combat drug cartels, as reported by other outlets?
That's not something I would confirm from this podium if it were happening, so I will not comment on that. Eamon.
Thank you, Caroline. Why did the president decide not to go to the Supreme Court tomorrow? He'd indicated earlier that he might want to go and attend in person.
Yeah.
Now he's saying he's not going to go. Why?
The president did have an interest in attending the Supreme Court hearing tomorrow, as I just expressed how important it is to him, the administration, and the country, this case. But he is traveling to Miami tomorrow, as you all know, to give an economic address with the mayor of Miami and many global business leaders to talk about his historic success with the economy over the past 10 months and talk about sort of where we are headed as a country in terms of our economy. So he'll be traveling tomorrow on the road in Miami. That's why he won't be here, but Secretary Scott Bessent will be in attendance at the hearing tomorrow at the request of the president.
He has said that he doesn't want to export the high-end NVIDIA chips to China, but the Wall Street Journal reported yesterday that there was some question about whether the president would raise this as a possible concession with the Chinese side during his meeting with Xi Jinping. So does the White House consider NVIDIA chip exports to China to be a closed issue right now, or is this an ongoing negotiation between the United States, China, and NVIDIA at this point?
The president has made his position on this very clear, both to the Chinese and also to all of you. He's answered this question directly. As for the most advanced chips, the Blackwell chip, that's not something we're interested in selling to China at this time. Annie?
Does the president think that the results of the Virginia or New Jersey gubernatorial races tomorrow, or statewide races tomorrow, will in any way reflect a voter sentiment towards his administration?
Look, Annie, I'm not at liberty to talk about the election results, and I certainly won't get ahead of them. I'm not going to engage in hypotheticals that may or may not happen tonight. We'll have to watch and see. And I'm sure you'll hear directly from the president tomorrow on that point.
On Snap, just really quickly, is there anything that prompted the president's tweet this morning? Because it did seem quite different from some of his other communications about Snap. It seemed a little bit out of the left field. I'm just wondering if he had a conversation or if there's anything you're aware of that caused him to decide to, at around 11 o'clock, to send out that message.
Look, the president is constantly well read on the news, as you know, and he is very much aware we are in day 35 of a government shutdown in which these SNAP benefits, we're pushing them out the door. USDA put out that guidance to the states this morning. The president was aware of that, and he wants to make it very clear that these benefits are in jeopardy because of the Democrats, and they should just open the government so that we can continue getting these funds out the door in an easier and more efficient way.
There's some new reporting that just dropped a few minutes ago that the Trump administration is negotiating with the makers of Ozempic to sell some weight loss drugs for $149 a month. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. Do you have any more information on that? Can you confirm that?
I think the president has said himself in previous Most Favored Nations announcements that this is something that the administration has been engaged in and looking into. I won't get ahead of the president on any future announcements, but I will echo his strong commitment to bringing down drug prices in this country. And you've heard it directly from Secretary Kennedy and Dr. Marty Makary and his entire Health and Human Services team, how committed the president is to bringing down the cost of drugs, and we're working with pharmaceutical companies to do that every day.
Very quickly, Caroline, on SNAP. I know it's been asked, and I know we just asked it, but I want to put a fine point on it. You talked about president's post here, and he wrote that SNAP benefits will only be given when the radical left Democrats open up the government. I understand your previous answers, but as written, how would that not violate a court order as it's written?
I've now answered this question several times, Gabe. We are complying with the court's order. We are getting the payments out the door as quickly as we can. USDA sent the guidance to the state. The president is referring to future SNAP payments. He does not want to have to keep tapping in to an emergency fund and depleting it. In the case of a catastrophe in this country, he wants to have those funds preserved, as they should be. And he's made it very clear Democrats should reopen the government. I have one final positive note for all of you. I told you I would keep you posted when the White House would resume public tours. Well, I'm pleased to announce the Office of the First Lady has reopened the doors for public tours on Tuesday, December 2nd. There will be an updated route, of course, for guests in light of the ballroom construction that's taking place. But we very much look forward to celebrating the holiday season.
I won't be in DC
and the
by
public and members of Congress and anyone who wants to come visit the First Lady's beautiful decorations is welcome to go to whitehouse.gov/visit to sign up for a tour. Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Caroline Levitt, we got a #1 extreme fear. Obviously, not real, but yeah, it kind of feels like fam. We got, after he listening to all of that, the 2000 XRP giveaway for November, and our two winners, October, September, 2000 XRP and 3000 XRP. The two of them are on my Discord, and if you want to be on my Discord for live, go ahead and join us on BTCC. have fun, start trading, buy the dip, do what you can, and I will always so happy, that people are winning and are getting there. All you got to do, sign up with my first link down below, everybody. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm so excited that the community is growing. But I got to tell you guys, what a crazy one for sure. Now, Ripple Swell is back. So let's close this and let's just go and see here what's up. There it is.
Despite all the regulatory changes, we still have a ways to go, and there are a lot of banks that are still reluctant to process flows that involve crypto. So we've got customers coming to us to help them solve this problem.
I'm gonna go ahead and relax, everybody. That's an hour and 40 minutes, so that's good for me today. But always trying to keep you in the know and aware. And thank you, everybody, for being here, for your support, your love, your everything. I mean, it's honestly a tough one for crypto, but we continue buying the dip regardless. TJ, JB, Ghost, and the rest of my awesome admins. Appreciate you guys for being here too. My new members, new subscribers. Crazy stuff, but that's what we do. We love it. We love it, and we're not gonna stop doing it, guys. And man, what a it's just the way it is. I mean, JB, I mean, it's the price we have to pay for being early. Remember, this is the price we have to pay for being early. Bunch of volatility, and well, I mean, you will have to deal with everyone and all the emotions. But once we go through that, and once the government gets open and all of that, I mean, it's just gonna be a walk in the park. Very easy. And I'll be there to tell you guys. I'll catch you next one. Be safe and God bless you all. Peace. Time for me to rest. And look at the price of XRP from 215 a couple of minutes ago to 221. And the price of BTC back to 101 after 99,000. Liquidations happen, but people keep trading and keep pumping the price. Peace.